Hi there, glad to see you today. All right, our story today, it comes from the Spark Story Bible, and it's called The Wedding at Cana. You ready? Jesus was at a wedding in the town of Cana. Jesus' family and the disciples were there. It was a grand day for a wedding. The sun was shining, and everyone was singing and dancing. It was quite a party with good food and good wine. The guests said to one another, "This is probably the best party we have ever been to." Then the wine ran out. Oh my goodness. Even though the servers shook every wine jar, there was none left. Jesus' mother, Mary, heard the servers tell the person in charge of the party, "All of the stone jars are empty. The wine is gone. How can this be?" they asked. "The party isn't over yet." Mary slipped away to find Jesus. "Jesus," Mary said, "they have run out of wine. Can't you do something?" "What could I do?" Jesus asked Mary. But Mary knew Jesus could do something. Mary told the servers, "Do whatever my son Jesus tells you to do. I think he can help you." Jesus looked around. Over by the wall, he saw 6 large stone jars sitting near the table. Jesus walked over to the servers and said, "Fill these jars with cold water." The servers hurried to the water pool. Slosh, slosh, slosh. They filled the jars with water. When the jars were full of water up to the brim, the servers told Jesus, "We've done what you asked. The jars are full to the brim with cold water." "Good," Jesus said. "Now put some into a cup and give it to the person in charge of the party." Slosh, slosh, slosh. The servers filled a cup from the stone jar and took it to the person in charge. When he tasted it, he smiled. It was a miracle. The water had turned to wine. The wine was even better than the wine they were serving before. The man in charge took a cup of wine to the groom and gave it to him. "My friend, taste this. You have kept the best wine until now." Most people serve the best wine first, but you have saved the best for last. The servers hurried to give everyone the new wine. The music played and everyone sang and danced. This was Jesus' first miracle. And when his disciples learned of it, they believed that he was God's son even more than they did before. The end. It's pretty awesome that when the party needed something, Jesus provided it for them. And Mary, his mother, she knew that Jesus was special and that if they did what he wanted them to do, everything would be okay. That's what Jesus does for us. God provides for us when we need something. You know, running out of wine at a wedding would be like running out of birthday cake at a party. If you run out of birthday cake at a party, that's a real problem, isn't it? If everybody doesn't get to have a piece of birthday cake, then there's going to be people who are mad, aren't there? So Jesus made sure that they didn't run out of wine. So I thought for our activity today, I'd show you a magic trick. Are you ready? Guess what? I can turn water into wine too. Did you know that? I can. So you see my empty cup here? I've got a nice empty cup and I have a cup of water. And when I pour this cup of water into this empty cup, you're going to see wine. Are you ready? We should say some magic words. Kalamazoo hippity doo. Let's see. Whoa! Look at my wine that I made. So what if I teach you how to do this magic trick and then you can do it to somebody else? Are you ready? Okay, I got to go get some supplies. I'll be right back. Okay, so what you do is you take an empty container. It needs to be clear so that you can see through it, so they can see when you turn the water into wine because you are a magician. Then, this is the secret trick. You take some Kool-Aid powder. It needs to be red Kool-Aid, so cherry or fruit punch or something like that. I'm using cherry limeade. And you put just a little bit in the bottom. It doesn't take a lot. So can you see the little bit I put in there? Perfect. And then you can push it all to one side like that, so that what you can do is hold your container and you're hiding it. Do you see? And then you take a glass of water and you make up some magic words. What would your magic words be? Might be hip-diddy-doo. Mine was Kalamazoo hip-diddy-doo, wasn't it? It might be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. And then once you've said the magic words, you pour your water in, and look, it turns into wine. And whoever you're showing the trick to will think you are a magician. So remember our story today that at the wedding at Cana, Jesus provided for what the party needed. You can't have a birthday party without enough birthday cake. And in Jesus' time, you couldn't have a wedding without enough wine. And Jesus knew that the bride and groom would be embarrassed if they ran out of wine. And so Jesus provided for what the people needed. Jesus made sure, just like he does today, that we have everything we need because he loves us. So remember, God loves you, and so do I. Have fun showing someone your magic trick, and I'll see you tomorrow.